Alrighty, folks, we are back. And we got some more Fire Emblem Heroes goodness. And of course, Choose Your Legends 8 has officially begun. So the website is up and we're able to start voting for our favorites and all that good stuff. Now, what we're going to be doing today is just taking a look at my top prospects for which characters I would like to see win the event. We're only able to get 2 men and 2 women to win this, but I've got, as we can see, a very cohesive list with quite a lot of options to choose from. So why don't we just start things off by taking a look at Deer Dude over here. Now, I'm not sure if he's on the vote. I don't think he is. And if he's not on the vote, that's a very big snub. Because obviously at this point, we know as much about him right now as we knew about Gulveig last time. And Gulveig at this point was still already enough to win Choose Your Legends just off of her name. So I don't see why they couldn't have just tossed him on the vote already. Like, just throw him on the ballot and just name him question mark for now. Up until later on when we finally see him in the story and we get his name. Then they can go ahead and change his name from question mark to whatever his name is. But the fact that they didn't want to put him on the vote, if they didn't, I didn't check. I don't think he is on the vote though, because people would have been talking about it. The fact that they snubbed him, I think that's like the biggest middle finger, because like, come on. Gulveig, we know why Gulveig really won. It's not because she's a cool character or anything like that. She won literally because of Big Booba. So like this guy, he's got the male version of that. He's got big bicep. So like, why can't he win? I don't understand. It's not fair. The male fan service is very shafted. But, I mean, what are you going to do? This game sells waifus. That's how they make money. Okay, so my real number one choice for a winner for the male division would be Sigurd here. Now, this moment in particular is probably my single favorite moment to come out of Fire Emblem Heroes. It's that one Tempest trial where Sigurd finally gets to talk to Seliph, because as we see here, baby Seliph is there. He's very loved by his parents, and unfortunately, if you guys know the story, some bad things happened to Sigurd prior to Seliph being able to grow up. So having that one moment where Seliph was able to finally meet Sigurd in the Tempest trial and they had a like real father-son conversation, that was the dopest moment for me in Fae. And I want more stuff like that. Like, that's what I signed up for. So if we can get Sigurd to be the number one winner for the male division and get him like the same treatment that they gave to Seliph from last time, because I think Seliph was like easily the best unit in the game on release on his Choose Your Legends event. So I want to see that same love for Sigurd, man. Let's get Sigurd back on top. The horse god himself. He's my second favorite lord in the series behind Ike. And I think Sigurd definitely deserves it. So now's his time to shine. And right here, this is the theme right here. Just family man Sigurd, right? He's got his wife and his son right there. Okay, this would be my second choice. And this also brings up an interesting topic of discussion where I feel like they are really snubbing themselves in a different way too by not allowing us to vote for duos and harmonic heroes. How cool would that be if we could vote on Choose Your Legends for a harmonic or a duo hero and just get like 2 characters together? I feel like they need to start doing that now. Because the Brave Heroes, while good, of course the Brave Heroes are always pretty good. It would just put that one extra step further in if we were able to get them paired up with somebody else too. Maybe let us vote for a winner, and then after that we can vote for someone we want them to pair up with. Like, that would be fire. Tell me you would not think that's fire. So this would obviously be the first choice for that. So we have a duo, Alfonse and Summoner. I think that would be straight flames if they did something like this. But, of course, we can only get one winner as of this moment because they're not doing duos. So Alfonse, I think it's finally his time. He is the chosen one. He's finally here to destroy the Sith and not join them. I would love this guy to win Choose Your Legends. I think the Askr Trio, we're going to see the rest of them on here too, like when we start going down the roster. But I would love an Askr Trio sweep. I would love to see Alphonse, Sharena, and Anna all in the top spots. So hopefully something like that happens. It's about their time. They need to get their dues because, of course, Fae is officially being treated as one of the Fire Emblem mainline entries, and we've seen them cross over in a lot of other games. So it's about time, man. Let's get some respect for the Askr Trio, since we're not able to merge up their base versions still, even though we're already on Book 8. Okay, so next up we have Diamant here. Let's go ahead and make this a little smaller so we can appreciate this wonderful artwork here. Yeah, so Diamant's already in the game, actually. we have him as a base unit, so I don't know if that hurts his chances any, because the Diamant banner was a couple of months ago. It's not like it's super recent or anything like that, but I would just love to get another copy of him in the game. A Brave Diamant, I think, would be pretty fire, and of course, I think I want to say he's my favorite male character from Engage. Actually, I didn't really think about that before walking into this. Like, who is my favorite male Engage character? It might be Diamant, but, like, who else is there? Like, Emblem Ike, I guess? I don't know. If we're counting the Emblem rings, then Ike and Sigurd would probably be higher than him. But Diamant's pretty cool. So, I would not mind at all having this guy get first or second place in the event. And I do think Engage is very likely to do well, because it's the most recent game, as we saw with Three Houses, where they just completely clean sweeped on the year that Three Houses came out. I think that's going to happen with Engage as well. Okay, next up we have the Shez here. Now, particularly I went with male Shez, even though I do like the female Shez a little bit more. Female Shez really just reminds me of Korra from Avatar. So I would like female Shez to win instead of him, but just in the interest of fairness, because Shez has, the female one has one more alt than this guy, I think it would be a little bit more nicer if he was the one to end up winning and he gets the alt instead of her. Although, either or is fine. Like, I wouldn't be picky about which Shez wins, but I do think Shez is definitely a deserving and worthwhile character here. Alright, next up we have this guy. Okay, so how many of you even know who this is? This guy is Toma from TMS, and actually, I don't even know who he is. All I know is that he's been doing consistently good in all of the Choose Your Legends events. He looks pretty cool here. I mean, he kind of looks like Ichigo a little bit from Bleach, except instead of having orange hair, he's got red hair. Or when he armors up with Kane, I think that's who his, like, TMS is, his stand. I think when he merges with him, he kind of looks like Volga a little bit from Hyrule Warriors, which is pretty cool. So, this guy would be very interesting to get in the Choose Your Legends event, because I think that might raise some more awareness to them that we really want another TMS banner. I don't think they need to go too heavy on TMS, like just one more banner to satisfy the itch for people. There's a couple of characters that people really still want from that game, like this guy, for example, and also TMS Tiki. So, I think one more banner at least is deserved. But if we can't get that, then I feel like if we're going to just only get them on the Choose Your Legends events, I think this might be his time to shine. So we got Toma in here as a possible winner. All right, we have the male Aleer as well. I actually do prefer female Aleer. Big surprise, but I mean, it doesn't really matter to me. And the female one does have one extra alt over him. So, like, getting this guy would be pretty cool, and there's a lot of directions they could go with his design if he wins. Because, of course, he's able to access the emblem rings, and he can, like, engage with other characters. So, it would be an interesting mechanic to see how they handle that. I'm pretty sure if they did him, if they did him with an emblem transformation, it would probably be with Marth. So, like, they could have him, and then maybe he'd have, like, Lodestar Rush as his special. Maybe he'd have an effect or, like, a passive or something that resembles some of the effects that Marth units have. So it could be interesting. Once we start talking about these engaged characters with the emblem rings, then we start talking about some very cool possibilities for gameplay mechanics and things like that. So I would be very happy to see some engage with emblem ring options added here. All right, my final choice. Now, this one is just like to get him off the bucket list, because I've wanted him as a Choose Your Legends hero since Book 1. I think a lot of people have, actually. But we're hot off the heels of just getting him as an arcane hero, so Reinhardt's already got an alt recently. I think that really hurts his chances, but I mean, come on. It's still Reinhardt, right? It was Rein Daddy. The man himself. Magic is everything. This guy single-handedly gained more value than any other character from the release of Fire Emblem Heroes. He went from being, like, kind of niche. I don't want to say, like, kind of niche, because if you have played Fire Emblem 5 or even Fire Emblem 4, you definitely know who this guy is. He plays a big role in the story. But, that being said, I don't think many players have gone back and played the Japanese-only releases, so I don't think anyone really knows this guy in particular, except from his relevance in Fae. So, if we say that about, like, all of the Japanese-only characters, he's definitely the most popular one, and he's a lot more popular than some of the mainstream characters, too, just out of how cool he is in Fae. So I think it's about time we put some respect on the Reinhardt and get, like, since they refuse to refine Dire Thunder, I think it's about time we get the real Direst Thunder here on Brave Reinhardt. Okay, so that pretty much covers us for my choices for the male heroes. Now, let's move on to the females, and I don't have that many. I actually have less female options for winners than I did for males. So we're going to start things off with Sharena. As I said, I would love to see the Askr Trio sweep here. We got a Sharena here that's surfing and hanging 10. Pretty cool cipher artwork that I decided to show. I don't know what it is about Sharena and why they refuse to let her do anything. She's like the nicest character in the game. All she wants to do is be friends with us. Like, she wants to make friends with all the heroes, and that's it. Like, she's literally just the kindest person. And what do we do to respect her? We kill her literally in Book 3. She's dead. Like, that's her claim to fame. I think that's the biggest role she ever played in any of the stories, by the way. Is just her dying in Book 3. That was the biggest thing she ever did, was die. So, R.I.P., man. This poor girl, like, she needs some love. The Askr Trio, they definitely deserve some love, so I've got her as my #1 pick for the winner for the female side. Okay, of course, we have Anna as well. Now, I went with Warriors 1 Anna because that's my personal favorite Anna. The hat is just, like, too good. I love characters that have cool hats. So, characters like Dorothea, she has a really cool hat. I'm not a fan of Dorothea herself, but I do like her hat. And then, like, Joshua from Fire Emblem 8. Anyone who's got a cool hat, I really like them for some reason. So, Awakening, or Warriors 1 Anna, I think would be pretty cool. But I would be fine if they decided to go with Commander Anna from Fae. I don't think, like, there's any wrong choice, because all the Annas are basically the same. They may have, like, minor differences, but I think it's about time for Anna, Sharena, and Alfonse to all get their respect here. So, let's see some Askr Trio love. Okay, next up now, we're talking about the, like, who I think would win, but not really, like, as far as, like, my top choices. So, Gold Mary's definitely got a solid chance. She's not in the game yet, and she's super popular. She's actually in my big 3, which we're going to take a look at the other 2 in a second. Probably my 3rd or 2nd favorite character from Engage. Very cool. She's got very fun support conversations. She is, I mean, she just dunks on, like, everybody, right? Her conversation with, who was it? I think it was Etier, where she, like, ate Etier's food. She ate her baked potato. I mean, that was just, like, comedy gold. So, I love Gold Mary. She is top-tier waifu. All right, then, of course, we've got Ivy, my favorite character from Fire Emblem Engage. She's already in the game, though, so that's why I gave the nod to Gold Mary here. I would love to see Ivy as a possible winner here. Now, of course, again, they could do the Engage mechanic with her. Like with all of these Engage characters, they could easily just give them some emblem rings and have some fun with it. But we've seen their track record for coming up with character designs. It's not always the best or meshes up with what we expect. They always take the safe route, the easy way out. So I wouldn't expect, like, something too crazy, but I do think it's about time we get a non-summer Ivy in the game. We're probably going to get base Ivy as well on the next Engage banner. They did Brodia already, so I think the next one is going to be... Actually, I don't even remember what the name of their country was, but Ivy and Hortensia's country with, like, Kagetsu would be on there. Who else would be on there? The thief guy, I can't remember his name, the dark-skinned thief guy that's, like, slightly better Yunaka. And then after that, I think we'll get the Psalm banner. So they are next in line, I think, to get their banner for those characters. But I would like Ivy right now. And then finally, of course, Yunaka. I mean, she's in last place here for me because we just got the winter one, and she is a menace. She's like... I think she's actually the second best unit on the winter banner besides Edelgard. So, like, this unit is very, very powerful. So, to get a Brave one already after we just got such a good Yunaka, I think is asking a little bit much as a Yunaka fan, but she is certainly capable of winning this event despite having an alt. She is the most popular Engage character by far, and there's a very good reason why they chose her to pair with the 3 House Lords from 3 houses on that winter banner. So, yeah, I wouldn't mind having her as a possible winner either. So these are my big 3, my top 3 favorite characters from Engage. And then my top 2 winners. So pretty much my main takeaway here is just Askr Trio. Like, that's what I really want. And I also want to see some more interesting designs for the winners, like duos and harmonics. I don't see why we can't get that. I don't see why we can't get emblem rings for the emblem heroes, like the ones from Engage. They should have some emblem rings and have some unique effects. So let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. Let me know who you guys are going to be voting for in this event. And this is your boy Tacho signing out. So take care, fellas, and I'll catch y'all again on the flip side.